Hi, guys. I'm back. And powerful way to start the day. This is going to be a short, 20 to 25 minutes maximum, maybe less, just an opportunity to integrate what we've been learning so far. So first, I want to turn it to you, and I want to let you know that when you share, and you've been doing so much sharing, it's amazing. When you share, it actually integrates what you're sharing in a much, much deeper way. In that same way that the light is coming out from within you, not just coming into you. And even if you're listening, and even if you're absorbing what happens when you actually bring it out and share it with others, that's when it starts to shine from the inside. That's when it embeds. So I want to just give everybody the opportunity for us to just share in the chat, and you don't have to wait to be called on or anything. Just what are some of the insights? What are some of the shifts? What has happened since yesterday? What's percolating in you? What is your most exciting takeaway so far? What is coming up that maybe you feel like you need to deal with? So let's just share. Let's just connect with our community. It's an amazing community. So I'm just going to watch the chat first of all. Anyone? Rosemary says such a truth. You guys are spending your time listening to these calls. Why? What's happening? I'm sharing with my daughter. I feel it all and know so much more to work on. Sharing with my daughter in a few from my soul. I don't just mean share the summit. I mean, share what you're experiencing right now. What are you experiencing? Learning to love the self. So much I'm still typing and someone else posts the same thoughts. What's happening is it feels so real. So what feels so real, Chana? That's very intriguing. What feels so real? Each speaker in their own unique way, helping us see the actual real presence of Hashem in our lives. Yeah. How about our power? How about our own inner power? Like if you take a back seat, if you like, it's coming so fast. But as I go through each interview, I'm hearing from each speaker. I mean, I hoped I would, but I'm hearing in very tangible ways, like how close miracles are. And just do this and everything changes, and with grounded experience. These are people that are catalyzing miracles all the time. And we can all do that. We're here to do that. We're here to do that. I can see what is real never changes. Our goodness is real. This is it. I can see that Sulina, the veil's getting thinner. My communication with God feels stronger. Tikva, I'm just in awe right now. So much to absorb. Each speaker has something that speaks to my soul and a confirmation that things are happening. Yeah, there's a new buzzy energy. I'm on a healing journey in the power of the self. It's vital. Each speaker is saying the same thing in different modalities, a sense of recognition and inner calm, answer to the soul questions, closer to the truth and what's to come, cutting edge of Mashiach, infinite potentials when we connect. Our light is real, it's truth, our importance is inevitable. Love that. It's reaching everyone through all kinds of people, even celebrities. Well, yeah, I'm empowered. That's awesome. Yeah, so you keep them coming, by the way, because I'm planning to send the Zooms to the speakers, as well as read them myself. I haven't had the chance, but there's so much going on here, and I want to be able to really, I'm not able to fully concentrate on the chat all the time. Cleansing tears, finding the blockages. Yeah, that happened to me just now. It's reaching everybody where they are. Yeah, so this is real. Geula is real. And I'm so glad that you're saying all of this. It's so close and we can feel it. It's not like for the most part in previous summits, the information is stellar and people are inspired. And sometimes people have massive personal shifts, but here we can feel. And I think that's one of the things that's unique and cutting edge about this one, because we're 6 months forward from where I did my last summit, or if not longer, 8 months. The veil has thinned tremendously, even in the last half year. And what does that mean? And what does it mean to be connected to your soul tribe and to be constantly bathed in this kind of information and this kind of community and this kind of heart and soul connection and insight and openness and everything that each of you and all of us are? What does it feel like to be connected as opposed to being in the collective that's like, being bombarded with scary bad news all the time? And, we have a choice. Like I could go there if I want to, I don't want to. And it's, it's what we what we nourish our minds with, what we feed our minds and heart and our souls with, and also who we connect to. You know, they say that your life will be a reflection of the 5 people that you spend the most time with, or the 10. I've heard both versions. So, you know, we spend time online. Who are you spending time with online? What are you feeding yourself with? And then there's, last but not least, there's the morphic field of redemption. That's what we're connecting to. And as we connect to it, it gets stronger, and then it's much easier to connect to it and pull from it and get more and more miraculous results. So we're literally building something here, and it's real. And the spiritual world, the energy world, is real. And like the Rebbe said, the apparent separation between physical and spiritual just represents a very low state of consciousness, which is not going to last, because really physical and spiritual are one. Like Rabbi Gersh said yesterday, when he was talking about echad, those 3 letters, there's the physical, the spiritual, and then the source. Physical and spiritual are just 2 manifestations of source. Source is truth. Source is all. So yeah, what does it feel like? It feels amazing. I guess I love that you're answering me. It seems to be creating sovereignty. Oh, that's a big one for me. Malchus, sovereignty. Gan Eden is within us. What commitment did Norman make? Let me see. Oh, gotta scroll up. 5 a.m. Go, Norman. Body is tingling, feeling sparked. Feel connection to the flow from Gan Eden, where we're going. So this is alive in you. Yeah, keep sharing, guys. This is alive in you. And this is what I want to say. This is the integration. We've already started the integration, and we're connecting to the field. So just have a consciousness of we want to add our consciousness to what's already happening, because that's intention. Intention is very powerful. That's prayer. Prayer is super powerful. Collective intention, you know, how much more so? Exponentially more so. So we are living in a time, and the Rebbe spoke about this so many times, and one of the primary ways was he said that we are the last generation of exile and the first generation of redemption. Same you is part of the last generation of exile. Listen carefully, you guys, listen carefully. Because this, if you can integrate this, you're going to get through the next months in a real different way than most people on earth. Okay, so within you is 2 fields. The last generation of exile, which means exile is breaking down and it's tough. It's unprecedented, it's turbulent, it's chaotic, could be scary. Like the title of Chaya's talk, you know, when trusted institutions fail you. And then there's the first generation of exile, which is also in you. And that's emerging. So you have something falling, cracking, breaking, and something rising and emerging. And in my opinion, it behooves each and every one of us to focus on and to do everything possible, no joke, to foster that which is emerging, and to smoothly, gently escort out, like detox. You know, you have to be nice to yourself when you're having a detox, right? Sometimes you need extra support, you need extra sleep. Anybody feeling extra tired, say me in the chat. Or extra wired, you know, tired or wired. Most of us are feeling either tired or wired, because so much is going on, and most of it is going on under the surface. So we bring it up into consciousness, and consciousness equals choice. So it's imperative, you know, should I say this? Yeah, I'm going to say this. We're in a spiritual war. There is absolutely, certainly going to be a massive financial shift, which will probably include massive financial disruption there, which it's going to turn out super, super good. And it probably isn't going to take that long. But you want to be positioned, you want to know what's happening. You want to see what's emerging, rather than you have to see what's detoxing, but you don't have to follow it out. It's going. It's not coming, it's going. Everything that we're going to see is leaving. Everything we already see is leaving. It's coming up to be removed, whether it's in ourselves or around us. So there will be threats of war, you know. I think we're all going to be safe, but I think that we want to get through it as peacefully as possible, and to create a bubble of the supernatural. Why do you think we're doing this now? Because at the moment, there are going to be people that are focusing on what's leaving and be in distress. And there are going to be people who are going to be focusing on emerging, and are going to be co-creating in magnificent ways, and there to help the other people. Now, do we get triggered? We just discussed that we do, but every trigger has the potential to bring out something new. that was in you but hidden. And that's what this time is for. That's exactly what this time is for. By divine providence, we are in the most powerful day, to me, one of the most powerful days on the calendar, one of the most powerful days in my life. I talked about it yesterday. It's the 28th of Nisan. That is the day that the Lubavitcher Rebbe, my spiritual mentor, the leader of the generation from the Jewish, in the Jewish world, a voice of the future, successor of the Baal Shem Tov, if you know who that is. So the Lubavitcher Rebbe said on this day in 1991, I have done what I can to bring Mashiach, to bring redemption, the messianic redemption here and now. And it's been, and he used the words hevel v'lerik, it's been nothing and emptiness. Now, is that true? Absolutely not. It hasn't been nothing and emptiness. But the point is that it didn't get, the Rebbe could only take it almost to the end. Now the flag's in our hands. And he said, all I can do is to give it over to you, and you do everything you can. And you can look that up. You can see my interview about that. Maybe Shira, you could post that somewhere if people are interested, or, maybe we'll post it somewhere on our website or something. Because I was there at the time and I got activated. That's when I got activated. And I went into, I didn't even hear it live. I heard it. It was said live on Shabbat. I wasn't in the synagogue where the Rebbe said it. Afterwards, the whole community got like phone calls and ran there, and people who were there explained to us, gave over everything that had happened. And I sat and thought, that means that we can end death. Not to mention suffering, sickness, poverty, hunger, war, unhealthy, avarice, like Simon said. And it like, if you've ever seen, like in a cartoon, a lightning bolt going into someone and galvanizing them, that's what happened to me. It happens to be that at that time I had given birth to my third child, Altalea Deborah, Alea Shalom, and she was damaged by a malpractice. They had the cord wrapped around her neck. I'm not going to go into the whole story of how it happened. It's dramatic. It was right before then. It was like 2-3 months before this, the Rebbe said this. And I have absolutely no doubt that her soul came down, and mystical Torah talks about this, that her soul was an incarnation of some very holy person from history that came down in order to finish something. And literally her soul was like a fire inside of me. And it caused me to have a new level of aliveness, a new level of listening, a new level of, like you guys are all saying, so beautifully, so amazingly, that this feels real. Well, it was real to me. I heard it and it was real. And I looked around into other people, it wasn't as real. And maybe that's one of the reasons why we're still here 30 plus years later, although it is happening, but it's happening too slowly with too much trauma. I'm not even going to say in my opinion, that's the truth. Even though we could say, what's the lesson and what's the benefit, but we can get the benefit faster and easier if we're conscious. Consciousness equals choice. When you're conscious, you have the ability to align and to, like the negative prophecy that can come out positive if we just take it in spiritually. We don't have to go through it physically. So that brought me into this space, and that soul brought out of me, and I was a wimp of no, I shared a feeling of like, needing more whatever approval and it not being enough. That I'm not the same person that I was then. You would not recognize me. I had no confidence. I was not in any way a leader. I was not spiritually attuned particularly. I did not feel that I had the ability, like I was more like a mouse. I mean, I have a strong personality, but in terms of community leadership, I was like, I'm not the right one. It's up to the people who, like the big people that know what they're doing, not me. And it just ended up that the big people were on holiday or something. And every time I tried to do a little something or get someone to do a little something, I ended up more in the center and more in the front and more in the front. And that's what happened. And every one of us in our own sphere, where we were way closer now, it's way easier to do things. There was no internet. There weren't even conference calls unless you paid, $1,000 to set one up. So things are marching forward fast. God is our partner. But wherever your leadership is, it's time for you to step up and do it. It is time for you to step up and do it. There is no other time. We're here. Last generation of exile, first generation of redemption. So also I want to say, and I mentioned this yesterday, but I want to make sure that I bring out the essential point here. We are here to do miracles by our nature. This comes from the Lubavitcher Rebbe again, who is the central soul of this generation. What does that mean? It's the Moses, the soul of Moses. Kabbalah explains that the soul of Moses passes down in every generation. And what was Moses doing? He was listening and transmitting, listening, receiving, and transmitting. Now we all have the spark of Moses within us. We need to, and we get to open, clear, educate, become wise, and that will be revealed in us too. One of the prophecies is that we will each be prophet, we'll each, that's what Ruach HaKodesh is about, divine inspiration. Nevertheless, there's a central soul that's like the brain of the entire body human that is getting information from above that no one else is getting and transmitting it in language that people can understand, and also with the giving over of power. So when the people are ready and they receive it, it comes into the world. Before someone receives it, it can be broadcasting, with nuclear force, and it doesn't come in. You are a receiver. You are here to be a receiver. You are in the world to be a receiver and also a transmitter, and you are in the summit to be a receiver and a transmitter. And again, whether it means to bring more love into your heart or your body, or to form a new relationship with God or yourself or someone else, or to create a new environment and culture in your family or in your place of business, or whether you have something, a book in you, or a song in you, or a painting in you, or a project in you, or a live stream in you, or whatever it is, this is your time. There's no other time. And doing miracles by our nature, how do we do that? And the Rebbe said explicitly and clearly over and over and over again that every time we go beyond our nature on behalf of our mission, beyond the identity that says, I can't, maybe it's not the right time, maybe I'll be overexposed, who knows if I'll be able to accomplish, why me, I'm not the right person. Every time we go beyond that because we care enough to take an action outside of, like Deborah said yesterday, take an action that you can't go back from, take an action outside of your identity. Make a commitment outside of your identity, even a tiny one. Every time you do that, your identity expands, more of your soul shines through, and your soul is carrying divine light and divine essence. And you're here to reveal that into the world for the whole world through doing it in your life. This is not self-sacrifice, this is self-actualization, but from a cosmic perspective, from a holographic perspective that affects everybody. So we must do this now. I mean, is somebody going to force you? Yeah, somebody is. Because you can either do it willingly or you're going to, continue to get shaken up like we all do. So that's really our choice. There's a discussion in the Talmud between two sages, and one says, he says, when the people do tshuva, when they awaken and come back to their essence, their source, then the Geula will come, Mashiach will come. And the other one says, but what if they don't do tshuva? Will Mashiach still come? Will the Redeemer still come? And the first one says they will do tshuva, because if they don't do tshuva, God will set up a wicked king who will create harsh decrees, and then they'll do tshuva, and then Mashiach will come. So we've been experiencing this already. This is not a threat. This is a reality. And some of it we've missed. It's been a very much lighter version, as much as every tragedy and every piece of suffering is unacceptable completely, and it shouldn't be here anymore. And it's time to wake up. That's way past time to wake up. But we stand with looking at the past and learning from it. The past had to be in retrospect, but we stand before the next moment of the future. And here's where we have our free choice. And our free choice is to stay in our identity or to move forward and take different action. So I just want to, yesterday I offered the $9 miracle starter sessions, and I said I had to cap it at 20, and I cleared my calendar, for that. But while I was talking, 50 people signed up, and we had to stop. I have a lot of emails in my email box for people asking, is there another opportunity? I don't know. I'm maxed out right now, so we'll have to see what happens. But if you want to be on the waiting list for that, you need to go to the link and put in your credit card and purchase something for $0, and that will show us that you care enough to get, like I said yesterday, to get up and find your credit card and make a choice to stand for yourself. You don't have to do that. That's not the only way you stand for yourself. But in case people are asking, that's the way that we are creating a waiting list. We're not just going to create a waiting list and and then contact each person. Did you move on? Do you still want this $9 opportunity to start a miracle, to start a transformation? So that's up for you. And I can feel that it's bringing up some stuff in people. I would do a healing session here on this, but there's no time. Maybe I'll take a second. So just tune into yourself. If you're feeling uncomfortable for any reason, tune into yourself and ask yourself, what is the fear? And love it, like Haya just taught us to do. Feel it in your body. And when was the first time in your life you felt this way? Maybe you were very young. Maybe someone told you you can have it. No, you can't have it. Maybe that's the experience that's being triggered. Maybe, and love it. Maybe someone told you, you have to do something that doesn't make sense to you. And why should you have, maybe that's the experience. Maybe you felt left out. You were looking at the kids that had, the cool kids, or the sibling that got more attention, or the colleague that was favored at work, or the popular kid in school. And you were like, why them, not me? So just be with that energy. That's our humanness. That's our humanness. We all have those experiences when we can be in touch with them in our body, like Haya said, and demonstrated, and we can love on that and listen to that and bring it to consciousness. Now we start to harmonize and we start to create freedom. So on that note, I just want to say my fear is that I'll fail again without help from others. So, okay, so here's what I want to say. I can't offer any more of the sessions, the $9 sessions right now, but if you want, you can be on the wait list. But what I can offer you is I run a year-long program. It's called Soul Infused Influencers. Some of my influencers are on every summit call, which astounds me sometimes. Sometimes, like, such incredible people, like, how much stamina do you have to keep going deeper and to keep listening to my voice also? It's amazing. I feel so honored and privileged, and I get like touched by God to be able to deal with people like this, to support, to be in the community with. I get to be with 5, 10, 20, 30, 50, 1,000 people that from my soul tribe, through this work that I feel that, reflect essence light to me and constantly help me go to a higher and deeper level. So if you're interested, if you want to know about it, I'm going to invite you to make an appointment to reach out to Shira, the program concierge. She's on the call right now. Shira, type your email. Just send her an email and say consultation. And she'll reach out to you, and you can make an appointment with her to find out if influencers is a fit for you. We're rising all the time. In the last class that we had just this week on Monday, we have love seats on the third Monday of the week and of the month, and people were coming on and just reporting like crazy, miraculous news. So that field is getting built, and it's getting stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. And that's a community that is, worth building. So, and also Shira is she's a talented coach, although she sometimes won't claim it, but she is. And I've had people who join influencers who requested that she coach them privately just from these sessions. This is free. We're inviting you to set up a session with Shira for free. And she also can get maxed out. So if you want to do it now. Reach out to her, and she'll talk to you. It will be illuminating. You will see with much more clarity. And again, it's just for you. It's just for you. So as you do that, you're stepping over that line that demarcates people who sit and wait and wonder and stay stuck in that identity, and people who say, okay, I'm going to take a tiny little, but sometimes it feels huge because it means something inside. Okay, I'm going to see if there's more to me. I'm going to be vulnerable in that way to myself. And I can tell you for sure, you'll leave that session with a lot more clarity, peace of mind, understanding about your year to come. And, also whether or not working with me is right for you at this time. So that's our second gift to you, because we can't continue the first yet. We'll see what happens. Anyway, Shira at shira.concierge@gmail.com, and take advantage. So we have 5 minutes till our next guest. I'm going to take a break in 1 minute, but I want to I've been giving you a lot of information, and I want to take a moment to go inside, for everybody to go inside, be in a state of prayer. And just again, like Haya asked, where are you? Feel yourself. Allow yourself to feel and hear yourself, to see yourself. Maybe you're visual, maybe you're auditory, maybe you're sensory. And when we listen, like our minds are tuned to receive with awareness, and our hearts are open with acceptance. Better yet, compassion and love, curiosity, seeking. So what's hidden inside starts to blow up. This is another tool for miracles. I cannot tell you. People have healed serious illnesses simply by listening in this deep way. And prayer, intention. Your intention is redemption, personal redemption, general redemption, but personal redemption, general redemption includes personal redemption. So we've got to redeem ourselves, do tshuva one way or another. I have strong preferences to do it in a way of joy and wonders and supernatural divine love and supernatural self-love and abundance and prosperity and revealed good and peace in relationships, passion in relationships, understanding in relationships, expansion of the heart, expansion of the soul, expansion of the consciousness. Feet on the ground of this beautiful earth and feeling the beauty instead of the, distraction or fear, just feeling the beauty and godliness of the present moment. That's our choice. That's what we can cultivate. So with that, just ask God to help you with whatever it is your intention is. Yesterday, I asked you to set intentions. They may be the same. They may have changed. We're going to hold this sacred space, ask for help, and allow yourself to feel what you're feeling, and continue to do this throughout the day. You can do it as you're listening. You can be listening also to yourself. And that's going to really help you integrate what's coming in and what's already come in, and everything that's up for you right now. And I also am asking God, Hashem, creator of heaven and earth, core of the universe, core of the heart, core of the soul, way beyond anything and within everything, and everything is within him, it, she, those, we have genders, but God's not. He contains all everything and is everything, and everything's contained within God. So if there are any limitations on your belief about what that is, just allow for that they may not be true. And allow yourself to be vulnerable here. Another way to step across the line, and ask and be open to receive. You don't have to believe, you just have to allow. If you're willing to allow for the new and notice it, another path to miracles, another opening to miracles. So allow for the new, for the good, and notice it. That's why I asked you to share what you're experiencing. And I'm going to ask you to continue to do that. Even if it's not the topic of each speaker, when you have an insight, a shift, put it on the chat. It's for the community, it's for the morphic field, and primarily it's for you. So Hashem, please help all of us. Koach Nisan. It's a long road. Until now, please help this be the beautiful, wondrous culmination of the birth. Please help the people here and all of our loved ones and all decent, good people in the world to experience your unconditional, revealed, tangible love, blessing, protection, support, goodness, prosperity, gifts, intuition, inspiration, divine kodesh, healing. Divine Ruach HaKodesh, divine inspiration. Plus, and fulfill the requests of all here, the requests spoken and unspoken of their hearts for the good, including me, our hearts for the good. Amen. Ken Yehi Ratzon. So I will see you. Oh, Ani. Okay, I'm going to turn off my camera for the 1 minute that I have and stretch, and then we'll be on with Ani for this will be a fiery discussion about a new matrix. So hang on, guys.